take you now to KwaZulu-Natal. Today, a hostage situation has been unfolding in the Mountview area of Verulam. And I'm joined now by our senior reporter there, Dasen Thathiah. Dasen, thank you so much for joining us. I understand the situation has just developed in the last few minutes. Could you tell us a little bit of background about this and where we are now?
Well, Sal, I'll start with the latest information coming through. You'll know that the Special Task Force was here a short while ago, so they've left the scene. That's what you're seeing behind us. There are some police vehicles that are blocking the home. Reports coming in just in the last couple of minutes. Paramedics did go in, and we're told now that the suspect that was inside may have shot himself, and he's just been declared dead. Fortunately, the people that were in the house, we are told, are just traumatized, but otherwise unharmed. I'll try and give you a sense of the scene around me now. There's still a lot of people gathered here. This area is cordoned off. Obviously, an investigation will unfold. You'll see that many security companies, other officials that are here, paramedics as well. Verulam was possibly the first person on the scene earlier. Take us back to how all of this unfolded. I know that this family was confronted by that suspect, I think at around midday today, but take us through those details after you received that call about this incident. Well,
we received a call at 11:55, approximately 6 hours ago, from a resident in the area. He was at a tuck shop and he noticed the shooting in progress. He then called Reaction in South Africa. We got to the scene within 2 minutes, established that the suspect, a 65-year-old male, had taken 4 victims hostage in the house. We also learned that one of them was shot in his hand. After a brief negotiation, one of them was released, handed over to paramedics who treated him and took him to a medical facility. The Special Task Force, the South African Police, and the hostage negotiators then called out for the past 6 hours, and they eventually gained entry in the home, and the suspect was found deceased.
Do we have any information at this point, since you were here and you did engage, I think, at some point with the suspect, do we have any idea as to why all of this would have unfolded? What happened?
Well, when I spoke to the suspects initially, at about 12:15, he informed me that he suspected his wife of having an affair with somebody in the area. He then walked next door, took the family hostage, shot the one child, and insisted on seeing his wife. So his demand was just to see his wife before he handed the firearm over back to us.
What's the condition of that family member? I think you said it was a child or a teenager at least that was shot.
It was an 18-year-old. He had a gunshot wound to his hand, entry-exit. He's in a stable condition.
And during your interaction with the suspect, what did you pick up from that conversation about his mood or any demands that he was making at the time?
He was clearly disturbed. He was persistent that he needed to see his wife. Every time I spoke to him since then, telephonically or in person, he always demanded to see his wife.
Thank you so much for that, Verulam. Sal, I'll tell you, it's really been quite a tense time here. Everyone gathered around just watching and waiting. The Special Task Force had arrived here much earlier on. They've probably been here for about 3 or 4 hours. A hostage negotiator was sent in. There's a building. Unfortunately, I can't give you the best shot right now because of these vehicles, but there's a building next to that house where all of this was taking place. And it was there that they were lying in wait, just waiting to see if these negotiations are successful or not. And it's been hours really of that back and forth. Some family members, I think his former boss was also called in. He wanted to meet these people. He wanted to talk to them. And that was the line of communication that was open. He was asking for this. And I think that contributed to some of the delay until it ended up where we are now. You'll see the paramedics vehicle here, the ambulance that had just been called in. They were requested to come in and declare the suspect dead. But as I mentioned, this will be an investigation. We'll certainly follow this now to find out exactly how we got to this point and what exactly led to the events that unfolded here in Verulam today.
Dasen, just a point of clarity. The 65-year-old suspect, he didn't take his own family hostage. Am I correct?
You're correct, Sal. This is another family, so he is known in the area, that's what we are told, but the family's home that he had entered, that's not his family, but those are the people that have been there, particularly elderly people that were remaining in the house. They were there for the past 6 hours or so. under duress, and it was, as Prem Balram had pointed out, it seems like there was some domestic dispute that may have unfolded, and that's what may have led to him entering this home and holding their family hostage with what's been described as a 9mm handgun.
Okay, so there was initially an incident where he suspected his wife of infidelity, but then it seems took another family hostage, but then wanted to see his wife. Have I got the story correct?
That's right. So that's what seemed to have sparked this incident. Prem Balram was saying that he had had a conversation with the suspect at some point during the afternoon. But even in our conversations and talking to other people, it seemed like the suspect wasn't in the right frame of mind, which may have led to this incident. But I think at a later stage, once police also engaged with the family, those that remained in the house, they'll probably be able to piece together a clearer picture of exactly why it led to this point. But it was certainly a long process. He was resisting. Police had many times had wanted him to surrender, to come out of the home, and unfortunately never got there. And now there's reports saying that he had in fact taken his own life and turned the gun on himself, and that's how he had now passed away.
To your knowledge, did his wife ever arrive to speak to him as per requested?
She did. I was told that she did. We didn't have an opportunity to speak to her as well. I believe that there were also some other relatives. I mean, you can see this is quite a busy street here behind me. She was among those, I'm told, that was here, but never went forward or wasn't called forward to engage with him. So it's not clear what the nature of the relationship was between the two of them, but I'm told that she was in the crowd as well as some of his other relatives as well.
All right, a very sad situation. So that hostage situation, 4 hostages taken, 1 was injured in the hand but is recovering, and then the hostage taker has shot and killed himself just a few moments ago. Dasen, thank you very much for that update.